Cheryl, just on Liv's status, she came out, it looked like she was like tugging at her leg or,
Yeah,
looked uncomfortable.
cramping. That's what she told me last I heard.
Okay, and then just defensively,
Was not it was not our best, huh?
Yeah.
No, it was not our best. Not good enough against this team. This team certainly puts you in challenging, positions, but I was rather disappointed in our overall, collective compete that we've seen. We've been better. So thought we were pretty easy to play against today.
Sean, you've seen Stewie do that for you in the Olympics and other places.
Which part?
Or score.
Score 36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just what she did tonight that made it so effective.
We were very easy to play against. Their decisions and their pick and roll, our handling of pick and rolls and involved her and the guards did a great job finding her own holes. We were out of position. We had no help. 52 points in the paint. We've been one of the better teams at keeping teams out of there. We had a little regard for that. And so still we had a field day.
Were there typically shots you saw them get that you didn't want them to get, or was this a question as much or more that New York is making shots? I mean, they shot 58% from the field, so obviously.
Because they were in the paint.
Right, okay. But the perimeter and everything else, you're talking about decisions they're making. Ultimately, are your teams making different decisions than you're typically making defensively?
Yeah, I just didn't think. And again, I have no problem crediting New York. I think when you play with great pace, when I think at the lead guard spot, someone like STA who provides you that pace and ball movement, it kind of gets you. You make one wrong step, and we just if you don't play with energy, you're going to be behind. We were behind almost every possession. There were very few possessions that we were playing from ahead, and that makes it difficult. So you're always in reactionary. No, I think the things that they were doing. I mean, this is a really good video for anybody who's scouting New York to see all the options that they're trying to get because they got everything against us. They might as well use this video for that.
And just also at the end, I know you seem to have an extended conversation with Chris DeMarco. I was wondering if you could share kind of what that conversation was.
Yeah, he was looking for me before the game, wanted to say hello. But I told him my all-star ballot was past due and I needed to complete that. And we discussed the idea that there were too many forwards. You're welcome.
How much was there a blend? Part of what disrupted you guys?
Yeah, I mean, this team has been long for a long time. We played against them in the finals with the same length. Our decision making was really poor on that end. I think what we talked to them about was maybe got exposed a little bit is this was the team that we played assist the most in the league, and we're near the bottom. And so I think that got exposed, our lack of willingness to get our pass combos that we frequently talk about, and now maybe we'll have their attention a little bit more. When you play against a good defense, you play against teams that maybe aren't defending. Yeah, you can get what you want, but to get where this team really wants to go, you're gonna have to perform against good teams, and to be able to do that, the formula isn't just home run plays, one pass, and boom, try to go make it happen. So that got exposed tonight for sure.
And it looked like Natasha was just missing some shots she normally makes, like right at the rim. So do you think it's just like one of those nights for her?
No, I mean there's 6'5", and then bring in Han who's 6'10", I think. So we made them very aware that they're not shot blockers unless you're standing right there with them, and they don't leave their feet to block the shot. They're just going to put their hands up and you're going to shoot into them. And I thought that's what Tashi was doing, and we were just. Maybe they had to experience it for themselves. It was something that we shared with them, but sometimes players got to play and feel it. And so the next time we play these guys, stuff will be better.
What makes Stewie a headache to go against defensively? And I guess specifically when it comes to her being at the top of that 2-3 zone. Yeah,
I mean, she's 6'4", agile, smart. Is really good both offensively and defensively, playing in random moments. She creates her own moments. A lot of stuff that she's doing isn't necessarily what coach is scripting. She's got the freedom to do that. Most of her movements are, the instincts that she gets to spaces quickly, and she's a vet.
Yeah. This was Olivia's first time facing this
Yeah.
team. Before she, went out with her cramps, how would you assess her performance?
I think like a lot of the games that we've been in, it's really fun to kind of share the journey with her. She's learning an opponent for the first time. And the wheels are turning, and halftime she's coming out. She's like, I'm trying to figure them out. I'm trying to, and that's fun. That she sees that as a challenge, and she's very up for the challenges. And so certainly ups and downs, just like most of the players that played in the game today. Certainly wish she wasn't feeling the way she was with the cramp. We would have had her out there more, but it was I think a great learning game for her, like most of the games are.
What is the value for you? You talked about this being essentially a game that people could study film of what New York does.
Mhm.
What's the value for you guys getting to see that here on July 30th?
As opposed to a different July date?
Sure,
or-
as opposed to, let's say, not to the playoffs, as opposed to
Oh,
seeing it now.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the first time we played the team, and we got a couple more, that will play in Minneapolis, and yeah, you'll see our team evolve. We'll get a little healthier. We're going to look different. I think the lessons, as always, as we said, we're gonna take this game seriously, really value some of the next time we play. Them.
Thanks, Coach.